I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Courtside Soundoff podcast. Once again, I'm Josh Evanoff. As always, welcome by the one and only man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. It is Angel Ortega. We got a lot of stuff to talk about this week. UFC 300 going down over the weekend. We got some other stuff to talk about as well. As always, we're brought to you by two fantastic sponsors of the show, Rogue Energy and ELYXR. Rogue Energy, they keep you fueled up, whether you're at the gym, at home, and for me, doing this podcast. You guys can go ahead and enjoy it with code SOUNDOFF for 10% off. ELYXR, they're going to get you really high with their Delta 8 products. Code SOUNDOFF for them as well. 10% off, all caps. Code SOUNDOFF at checkout for Rogue Energy and ELYXR. Well, Angel, we're just going to lead off with it. UFC 300 going down over the weekend. And look, man, I mean, we heard about the talk for the last few months. Is it the right card? You know, is there enough star power for it to be exciting? And the ended up being, in my opinion, one of the greatest cards in UFC history. I don't know if it surpassed UFC 100. I think it absolutely surpassed UFC 200. And we'll just go ahead and start off on the main event, man. Alex Poatan-Pereira wasting no time. Literally. I mean, ends up getting the knockout win 3 minutes into the first round. Got hit, kind of feeling each other out. Jamal kicks him below the belt, kicks him in the dick. Herb tries to step in. Alex hits him with the Demetrius Johnson. No, fuck off. Left hook, knockout win. What did you make of it?
I mean, Josh, you delivered to us one of the coldest moments on that night. Unforgettable. We'll live rent-free in your mind. Like you said, waved him off, and then followed it up like seconds later, like milliseconds later, and gave us that finish with that celebration. The fucking Fortnite emote at the end. You know, hey, it works. But did you see that fucker already made a shirt out of that?
Yeah.
Hey, man, prime marketing right there.
Dude, honestly, just...
Do you think he's under the Money Moicano kind of bracket on that? He's, you know...
I mean, I hope that he's not listening to Money Moicano's economics, but I do... I mean, he probably is, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Brazilian connection there?
Yeah,
probably. That'd be a banger of a movie. What was that movie? It was something Connection. I can't think of what it was called.
I don't know.
Chinese Connection?
I know what you're talking about, though.
You know what I'm referencing.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah, go ahead.
Fuck, dude. I mean, I don't know what's next. Actually, we kind of have an idea.
We know what's next. I mean, he said he wants to fight at 301. Apparently, he broke a toe in training.
Pinky toe.
Yeah, and then he broke another toe during the fight.
Oh,
so
shit. Didn't know that.
He's not going to be fighting at 301. He said he wanted to fight at 301 heavyweight fight. Not happening. It looks probably Magomed Ankalaev, unless they decide to go Yuri again, who we'll talk about later, but knocked out Alexander Rachis on the prelim. So we'll see. But I mean, look, I want to see Magomed Ankalaev. I want to see Alex tested with a wrestler. And not to say that other guys he's faced, like some people are like being too dramatic. They're like, he's never faced a wrestler. Like guys like Jan Blachowicz do have a good ground game, but it is true that he's never faced like a wrestler, like first and foremost. You know what I mean? So I want to see him against Ankalaev in a couple of months, but that's what I personally want to see. Who would you rather see him fight next?
No, I mean that's the right fight.
That's it.
Because even after that, it's going to be really hard. I mean, you have Yuri, but even like looking past that, there's really not a lot of options.
No,
you know what I mean? Like looking past those two guys, there's not really anybody who's like in line to kind of like take that next spot. I mean, I know like right now you're pulling up the rankings.
Pulling up the rankings right now. I mean, you've got. I mean, we can run it down. Yuri, number one, but Alex knocked him out. What, 5 months ago? November?
Not anytime soon.
Yeah, Magomed Ankalaev, 12 fight unbeaten streak. It should be a layup. It's fucking stupid that we're having this conversation, but we know how the UFC is. Shout out poor Bilal Muhammad. Jamal Hill just lost. Jan Blachowicz already lost to him. Hasn't won in a while. Rachis just lost. Nikita Krylov won a few wins. Won a couple in a row. Johnny Walker just lost. Khalil Roundtree won a couple in a row. So that's basically it as far as the contenders go.
Yeah. It's gonna be really depending on Krylov or Roundtree here, like making a statement and breaking through into these guys who are kind of the more established kind of 205ers that kind of have a name. Because I mean, right now that's kind of how that division is, right? Like Walker, Blachowicz, Hill, Ankalaev, Prochazka, Rocket. You're kind of like your known commodities at the higher end of 205. Everybody else is kind of not either looked over or not ready at this time or not appreciated, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Josh, 9 down, it gets rough for 205. Like, no disrespect to any of these guys, but it's Volkan Ozdemir, who good, competitive.
Yeah,
he's gotten some good wins here and there.
I mean, he's
Anthony Smith,
still a dog.
who's on the downtrend.
Anthony Smith, I like the guy a lot. A lot of people hate Anthony Smith for whatever reason. I kind of get why, but yeah, he can definitely get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I like the guy.
Ryan
Very much on the
Spann.
guy. Yeah. I mean, entertaining
Alonzo
guy,
Menafield.
yeah, I mean, the day Alonzo Menafield is fighting for UFC gold, I mean.
Who's 15? Who broke in at 15?
Who broke into 15? Or Vitor Petrino.
Yeah, brand new.
And he's going to fight Lionheart next month. UFC
26-year-old, very young in his MMA career.
Yeah.
So he has a ways to go. Like that's the state of the lower half of 205. 205 is definitely in need of so young talent because like that young talent is Vitor Petrino right now.
Exactly. And look, dude, I mean, the division's not bad. It's just
no guys have come through really.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of stagnant. There's a reason why Poetan is able to come in here and kind of just wreck shop instantly. I mean, some people, it's like, oh, they fast tracked him. It's like, yeah, but he's beating the motherfuckers. I mean, he beat number 4, number 3, number 1. So it's like
not even just that, but he knocked 2 of them fools out.
Knocked 2 of them out. And yeah, man. I mean, the only guy I could think of would be Magomed Ankalaev. If they give the shot to Yuri, like I won't be mad because that's gonna be a fun fight. And I get there was a controversial stoppage in the first one. Some people were mad about it.
But even then, it's
I mean, but even then, you're still. It's like, why rush it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
that fight's available.
Yeah, I mean, you could book, and even if book Yuri on like the undercard of that fight, give him a co-main against like a big name or something. Like they can do fun shit. So it's just a matter of booking the right fights. Poetan, I don't want to see him fight at heavyweight next, but I do think it's common.
Do you think it's inevitable? Like by the end of his career, UFC run, he will fight and compete at heavyweight in some capacity, whether it's in the long term or short term.
There's not a doubt in my mind, and it's just a matter of when. Personally, me, I don't want to see it next. I don't even want to see it maybe after his next fight. But I think at this point, they have fast tracked this guy so much. Why the fuck would you slow down now?
How old is Alex Young Jamie?
36.
He's
36. Young Jamie. I'm pulling it up. No, 36. He's gonna be 37 July 7th.
So not young, but in these weight classes.
In light heavyweight and heavyweight, he's basically a baby in terms of.
Not a baby.
Arlovsky's 45. He's still fighting.
Dude, if anything, Vitor Petrino's a newborn in this fight.
You have a good point, yeah.
But no, I mean, I'm excited. Whatever the heavyweight debute's going to be, whenever time comes, because it's going to happen. I mean, he called for it, right? It wasn't something that the fans are asking for. It's not something the UFC mentioned. It's something he exclusively mentioned and put out there into the universe.
I mean, I think he knows how great he is. And I think he knows that he's on the verge of. I mean, he has had the fastest rise in UFC history in terms of superstardom, and I mean, he's won 2 titles. I saw somebody posted it back on like somebody reshared it on Twitter of the day he signed. It was like September 21st, 2021. Wow. Like we are 2.5 years into the Poetan journey.
From fighting Andre Michailidis to knocking out Jamal Hill
in the main event of UFC 300.
Yep.
2.5 years. We're not even year 3 yet. I mean, what the fuck? Like it's insane to me.
He's been proactive. Credit to him for like being active, trying to like understand and get into the sport. He has a lot to learn.
And I'll be honest, it's one of those things too that makes you think like, damn, what if everybody was like Alex Mayer? What if everybody wanted to fight? What if everybody wanted to actually fight every 3 months? You know what I mean?
Only if, right? Not everybody can. But he's gonna. No matter what, Josh. Even though we're saying you can last these weight cuts, that doesn't mean it's not harder on the body to make these weight cuts. Preparation, camps, injuries. He's not here for long. Still, we're not gonna have him that much. We're gonna have him here for. Gonna be here for a bit. Yeah. But I don't think it's gonna be as long as we'd hope for.
He's on that Mike Chandler type shit. He's like, I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time.
Except he's actually succeeding in that.
Hey, show some respect, you know.
Oh no, I love
Missouri's finest.
I love me some Chandler, bro. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Michael Chandler, but
yeah, I know.
Chandler could have been there too.
I see your point, dude. I gotta be honest with you. No offense to Alex Bahia, but I mean, this is kind of result that we both kind of expected, to be quite honest. I mean, Jamal coming back from the Achilles tear, and
I mean, we said it. The only result that would have surprised us would have been an Alex submission,
basically. Yeah. And I mean, I remember we looked up the odds right before the main event. I kind of thought about throwing the tenner on it, and I'm really happy I didn't, you know. So
come on, man, you didn't think you realistically didn't think it was gonna happen.
No, but I mean, hey, dude.
But dude, like Alex Bahia fucking.
He got his black belt. What do you mean he got his black belt after the fight?
Yeah, it was weird as fuck. You know, they showed him getting his black belt, and Izzy's still like a purple belt. But the thing is he's a purple belt under Andre Galvao, who's like one of the best jiu-jitsu practitioners of all time.
Yeah.
Multiple time ADCC champ, multiple time ADC absolute winner. Most recent loss in jiu-jitsu is to Gordon Ryan. In some people's eyes, the fucking go to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know, and also like the way you earn your belt and all that, like it's very, I guess, subjective to the teacher. I think is what people say.
I saw somebody that was like, all right, with Alex Bahia getting his black belt, let's take a look at his brown belt days. And somebody shared a video
I saw that too.
of the first Izzy fight where he got his back taken and was just being dominated on the ground. It's like, God damn, dude. But anyways, I do kind of want to move down, and I'm honestly going to skip past the co-main event. No disrespect to the gals.
But we can work him in near the end.
We're going to work him in because, dude, Max Blessed Holloway. You speechless. I've had days to think about what I want to say for Max Holloway, and I'm still in awe. If you guys missed it, and I'm sure you didn't, one of the greatest knockouts in UFC. Joe Rogan on the broadcast calling it the greatest knockout in UFC history. And to be quite honest with you, I don't necessarily disagree with him. It's in the top 5 for me personally.
I think you got to put context into it. Something I heard this statement be mentioned on another podcast because you were talking about that too. Because I think quoting Joe as well. Yeah. It's not necessarily like, obviously, like you have crazy knockouts either like Joaquin Buckley's, right? Like acrobatic, insane. Which, look, I really don't hype up that knockout a lot. It's sick. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. And you give me a hard time for it. But it's just because I know that in comparison to some of the other dude, like you said, we were just talking about Lyoto putting out Vitor like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's another good one. Lyoto,
like the context to that,
in the context of that too, and it wasn't even the context of the time too, because like he's expected to come back forward. But that was his final UFC fight. He kicked a legend in the face, sent him into retirement, and they both, never fought in the UFC again.
And like I said, they're all about TKZ Yair. That one has a lot, like now with history, like that, because TKZ coming back, right, from his military time. Yeah. On top of that, Yair, like I listened to a podcast him talk about that, and I talked to you about this privately, but he didn't think he was going to fight after that because they had found like a malignant growth somewhere in his body, and he thought he had cancer, and he thought that was going to be the end of his run. So that's why that fight was so like significant to him. Like there's a lot of these things that, and I'm sure a lot of people don't even know that story.
Yeah, probably not.
But like the context of like Max Holloway coming up from 145, having those 3 losses to Volk, not having success in his first 155 debut against Dustin, making it a fucking banger, then coming back against Justin Gaethje, the human highlight fucking reel,
huge, and
providing the highlight reel against Justin Gaethje, and pointing to the ground and establishing himself as the BMF was just poetic.
Exactly. And you know what? They use this phrase in boxing a lot, but the belt does not make the fighter. The fighter makes the belt. And Max Holloway made that BMF fucking WWE ass title. He made it worth something.
Dude, put that quote up, bro. That shit went hard.
Dude, it's the truth, bro. I mean, honestly, like Max Holloway, and like no disrespect to these guys because they're going to fight in a couple months. And the first fight was fun and I like both of them a lot. But Jorge Masvidal and Nate Diaz, they're both fun guys, right? And I like this BMF title that's kind of like, if you're between the sizes of 145 to 170, go for it. You know what I mean? And you're a fun dude. But like Max Holloway, he solidified himself as the baddest motherfucker of all time. I don't care. You argue with a wall. And I know somebody's gonna be like, what about the eye poke? And it's like, what about the broken nose? Like, who the fuck do you think gave it to him, dude? Like, what do you mean? Like,
yeah, fuck that. Claim that eye poke.
It's like, dude, Max was just doing what everybody does, okay? I mean, why are we gonna act like Justin Gaethje never eye pokes? Dude, I mean, he's blinded some poor dudes over the years. So, I mean, let's just go and call it what it is.
God damn it. Justin Gaethje beat a man with one arm. Can he be proud of that?
Yeah, dude.
Shout out Nick Newell.
Shout out Nick Newell, yeah. But yeah, man, I mean, look, the context of going into it, of him being an underdog, and so many people counting him out. We didn't count him out, but we both picked Gaethje. You know what I mean? Like,
because we knew the commodity. He was coming off that knockout win of fucking Dustin Poirier, the uncrowned king of 155. I'd still say so.
Yeah,
I took that. I took that away from him, but I need to bring it back because he really is still like.
I mean, Dustin Poirier is the great. I mean, if you don't count interim titles, and there you can debate if you want to count him or not. I mean, I do for the sake of argument. You know
I'll put it like this. He's not the anchor. He's the king without the crown.
Yeah, there you go.
Fuck, that went hard.
I like that. But yeah, so I mean,
God damn it. I'm sorry. I just did it so well that I had to appreciate it.
I like that. Yeah, man. Max Holloway. Max Bless Holloway. 1 second on the clock. Buzzer beater. I mean, this was
Dude,
this was
dude, I'm getting a little emotional as we're talking about it.
dude. I mean, I agree, dude. It's
I'm happy
one
we're capturing this moment to keep it forever.
I mean, it's one of those fights that like, and I think I said this on social media. It's like it's one of those fights that like, god damn, MMA is the greatest fucking sport on the planet.
You're not even wrong.
Because there's no other sport where you see that shit happen. And it's like, dude, all of it going into it. I mean, the fact that he was an underdog, the fact that so many people counted him out, and you and I talked about on the show, it's like, dude, people don't remember that Dustin Poirier fight. I remember even DC on the broadcast talking about how like, you know, by the way,
what a rough night for DC because he was super conflicted, right? Because he's cool with Dustin, he's friends with Max, he fucks with Gaethje.
It was a rough night for DC. But yeah, I mean, it was a rough night for his commentary too. No offense.
Oof.
He was like, but like halfway through the first round, he's like, and to this point, Max Holloway was already getting worked by Dustin Poirier in the fight. I'm like, yeah, but DC, did you watch that fight? Like, did you just watch the Twitter highlights before you came in here, man? Like, that fight was competitive. But even then, he took it on 4 weeks' notice. Everybody doubting him. He had the 3 losses to Volk. They left him for dead after that 3rd loss. You know what happened? He came back. He beat Arnold Allen in Kansas City. We were there live for it. He comes back. He goes to Singapore, knocks out the Korean Zombie in one of the greatest send-offs ever. An incredible face just flattened him, okay? Coming in here against Justin Gaethje, a former lightweight champion, the BMF holder, knocked out Poirier. Everybody's like, all right, he's going to fight for the title next. You know what I mean? People are treating this like it's just a throwaway fight. Like, okay, it's going to be fun, but Justin's going to knock him out. Instead, he goes in there, puts on a fucking masterclass for 5 rounds. He got knocked down once, and even then, they didn't even count his official knockdown, which is stupid, but they should have.
That was the other crazy we didn't even talk about. The fact that it was a masterclass, that he was dominating for a bit of that fight.
Dude, there wasn't, you could argue 1 round. Now, granted, one judge, I believe it was Juchiru Kamijo or whatever. I don't know. I apologize.
Another judge that should be publicly executed.
He had that shit tied going into we nearly had a, wow.
We had a crazy scorecard at the start of the night, and I made some comment to Josh. I was like, Josh,
it was
that just already set the tone for me.
It was Bobby Green, Jim Miller. A judge gave it 30-25 for Bobby Green.
I mean, so be it. I mean, Jim Miller lost the fight. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, but still,
but that still worries me going forward.
Like 30-25. What? But
by the way, we gotta talk about Justin. By the way, I felt so bad for his family. His family was in attendance.
Yeah,
they didn't get recorded directly, but there was a lot of people that were around them that were recording themselves, completely recording themselves.
Yeah,
and you saw his dad, you saw his mom. I'm not sure if his girlfriend's fiance. I don't know the relationship. But significant other was there as well. It didn't affect them because we saw a picture next morning with her in the bathroom and him, and they seemed happy. Yeah. But dude, it was a brutal knockout.
It was a brutal knockout, and that's one of those fights that like he's talked about how like he was on the hunt for the title, and this is his last title push. If he never fights again, there is no better way for Justin Gaethje to end his career. Honestly,
you think so? Damn.
I mean, and
I do think
it sounds mean.
I want to say there is still one more fight on the table for him that needs to happen.
Poirier trilogy for
both of them. They need to close that story. They need to finish that story for each other, for the fans, for the promotion. I think their careers can't end without them facing one more time because of the excitement they both brought to us, and for them being for a long time now like the most exciting guys at 155. I mean, I'll say it again, dude. The human highlight versus the king without the crown.
Yeah.
You're telling me that like just that being told like that by us, not even the promotion, doesn't get you excited?
Exactly. Yeah, and that's exactly it, man. I mean, if Gaethje, he said for a while now that he's on one final title push and that he was going to retire if he didn't get it.
I feel like Justin should wait for that. I think he should go out on. I feel like that'd be a perfect retirement. Whatever happens. Yeah. He left his foot in the sport. He's only lost to the greatest ever in the sport, really. Off the top of my head, right? Eddie Alvarez, Dustin Poirier, Charles Oliveira, and now Max Holloway. All-time greats.
All-time greats. He had
Habib.
Oh, Habib, yeah. But look, dude, got an interim belt, got a BMF title, some of the greatest fights in UFC history, future Hall of Famer, former World Series of Fighting, now PFL champion. I mean, he dude, an all-time great. And that's what made Max Holloway's win so great, too. I mean,
he doesn't need anything else. He's already left his footprint in this sport.
But selfishly, I want to see him come back because there's 2 fights I want. You said Poirier 3 makes a lot of sense, but man, have you seen the way him and Jorge Masvidal are going back and forth?
170.
Masvidal's already said, hey, after, and this is cutting a little bit into some news that we're talking about later. He said after he's done boxing, he's like, I'm coming back. I want Justin Gaethje.
Yeah, Jorge don't want that.
And it's like,
do you? But Josh, I have a weird feeling we could see Oliveira Gaethje too.
Well, that's kind of the fun part too. Is Gaethje was setting up fights during the week. He talked a bunch of shit about Masvidal. He talked a bunch of shit about Oliveira. He's like, yeah, we'll see if he like whenever somebody asked about like, oh yeah, like would you turn around and fight Islam at 302? He's like, nah, we'll see if Oliveira fucks up and then he can take it. If not, just talking shit because for some reason he fucking hates Charles Oliveira. I don't know why, but leading into their first fight too, he's calling him a quitter and all that.
I'd be upset if I got choked out too, dude.
But he hated him before that. It was kind of weird. But anyways,
I mean, it is what it is, man. Maybe there's some.
It is what it is.
Who knows where that personal beef come from? Yeah. But
Max Holloway.
We gotta talk about. That's what I say. That's another thing we gotta talk about. We gotta talk about what's next for Max. By the way, we'll just put it out there. He called out Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria was in attendance. I feel like Ilia's look was talked about enough. We'll kind of talk past that.
Yeah.
I kind of want to skip it just because it's been talked about by like multiple medias now. And we could give our perspective on it, but I think it doesn't really matter. But that fight, like, okay, cool, but it's like It's like, Max, you just did this at 155, dude. Man. Why do you gotta hit me? Why do you have to give me a fucking erection and then leave and then I get fucking flaccid when it's go time?
Yeah, I mean,
Josh, I could have worded it better myself.
I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth. No, I mean, look,
word by word.
Word by word. Yeah, I was gonna say it all. No, I mean, I heard somebody describe Holloway versus Gaethje. They're like, that was MMA sex on Saturday night. And I'm like,
I saw that.
And then I was like, dude, you know what? I did feel like I needed a fucking cigarette afterwards. You're not even wrong. You know what I mean? So,
by the way, dude, after that fight, you're not even wrong. Yeah. It felt a little.
I didn't even. No offense to Zhang and Yan, but like, dude, trying to focus on that fight was like,
dude, but that fight took energy out of you. Dude, you feel drained. Like you were still there, but you're like, fuck.
But anyways, redirecting back to Poirier. Love to see it. I mean, at the same time though. Max Holloway could do whatever the fuck he wants. He could fight for 145 or 155 next. I wouldn't even care. And I know that someone's gonna be like, "Oh, what about Saryukian, dude?" I mean, no offense to Saryukian, but if Max Holloway wanted that title shot, they'd give him a title shot at 155. They would. They'd book him for Islam tomorrow if they could. But look, dude, Topuria, if they're gonna do it, and they got to make that shit big. I mean, Holloway said he wants to do it in the Raiders Stadium in Vegas, and I'm like, dude,
they could definitely do that.
If there's ever the time for the UFC to do a stadium show, and they hate doing stadium shows, I don't know why, but they hate doing them.
They got the perfect class right now. The big hype from Ilya, the big hype from Max.
Both of their responses back and forth because they like mutually agreed to the fight on Twitter. They got 40,000 likes each for that fight. I've never seen the fighters just like talking about a fight that get that many fucking likes at all.
Well, there you go. It's Spain, Vegas, MSG.
It's a big fight.
It has to be in a big place.
It's a big fight. You got to do it.
Honestly, I'd be disappointed if that was like, dude, as long as it's not in Florida, Vegas, unless it's in the stadium.
Unless it's in the stadium, yeah.
The only place that I would like accept outside of that would be MSG. Just because MSG is big, historic. You know, it has some presence behind it. But
they got to book that one next. They got to make it big. I'm sure they will. But
the best is blessed, baby.
The best is blessed. We'll go and move on to the other title fight on the card. Zhang Wei Li defeated Yan Xiaonan by submission in the first, TKO in the second, and a decision at the end of the night. 49-45 across the cards. I like Jason Herzog, but man, he really fucked up in this one.
This is the first bad one in a while, though. Yeah. I can't even think of.
I've said for a long time he's the best ref in the game right now.
Yeah,
him or shout out Josh Rosenthal. But anyways, man, I don't have too many thoughts about this one. I will say, if Yan Xiaonan can figure out her grappling, hey, there's a chance.
Potential.
I mean, this fight was a lot of fun for what it was. It's one of those fights that, like, if it took place on like UFC 301, I think we'd legitimately be talking about like as a fight of the year contender. Just because, like, dude, the early parts of that fight were
1 through 3.
1 through 3 were fucking chaos. I mean, how many knockdowns did Yan get? 2, I believe. Something
with the spinning sidekicks, or I don't even know there were sidekicks. Were they just like straight up teeps down the middle?
Let me go ahead and pull it up. I don't remember. I know one was a head kick. I remember. So, dude, yeah. Look at these fucking stats, dude. Just off the wall, dude.
Dude, it's kind of look at that number, dude.
The numbers, yeah.
The numbers, Mason. What do they mean?
The numbers, Mason. Yeah, dude. They gave Yan only 1 knockdown, but I remember there were a couple that were like pretty close. Mm-hmm. Like round 1, she tagged her.
The biggest letdown. This fight would have been big in China. We got to put it out.
Let's just put it out there. Yeah, they fucked up not putting this in China.
This not being in China was one of the biggest, I think, fuck ups ever.
I mean, yeah, dude. Zhang, she got tagged early, got the takedown, choked her out to close the round. Jason Herzog was like, "Hey, fuck, man, let's go ahead and go anyway.
Round 2, baby.
Round 2 comes out. This one's not even close. She beats the piss out of her. I mean, 54 out of 59 strikes. She landed 66 overall for counting if you're counting everything, including significant strikes. Wasn't close for a second. But
round 3 was looking sketchy.
It was looking sketchy. But you know what? Then Jan, she knocks her down. She gets on top. She lands. She outlanded her in that round. You know, like she even got a couple takedowns herself. It was a big round. And then round 4 and 5 weren't even close. But like, dude, those first 3 rounds were fucking chaos. In the end, it ends up being a solid win for Magnum Zhang. We'll see what happens in regard to her next fight. But it's looking like it's going to be Tatiana Suarez. So
whenever Tatiana's back and healthy.
Which that one would be
if she's going to be healthy.
That's going to be a banger, dude. That's going to be a banger.
Watch them do that one in China. Like sure, it'd be cool. But
I mean, it'd be cool. But like, you guys could have had a whole, like, it's been like, yeah, this fucking China's moment right now.
Dude, they could have had Song Yadong, the Leech, Whaley. They could have had a really solid China card main event or pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And it would have done great. Like, just those 3 right there, including Yashanam.
Yeah.
But this is off the top of my head. Oh, but dude, what other fighter? Nurmagomedov? Nurmagomedov, that guy?
I know who you're referring to.
Shaolin
yeah.
Nurmagomedov.
Shaolin, yeah.
Him, Rongzhu. There was a lot of good Chinese fighters they could have thrown in there. Mahashate, right? Is he from China?
Yep, yeah.
I believe so too.
Oh,
if I'm
man.
incorrect, we just offended
Sumadajiri.
Dude, there's another one.
That's
He's
another one.
Action fighter. They could have built up a sick China card.
Sumadajiri versus Matt Chanel too.
Man,
Rematch? No, anyway. So yeah,
that's not good for their health.
No, I wouldn't. But yeah, MMA violence, I love it. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, good for Zhang. I don't have too many thoughts on this fight. It would have been a banger if it was on like another night. Honestly, it would be way more remembered because those first 3 rounds were fucking chaos. But even then, even me watching them, like, fuck, dude, like, oh my god, I can't handle this. Like, I can't get.
If I do need to highlight one moment, Josh,
Yeah.
I can only imagine how that corner felt. And I mentioned on that night when Whaley had Yan Shannon in Yan Shannon's corner, and Uriah and his squad just there watching Yan Shannon not have any sort of luck.
Well, was that in the second when she nearly got finished?
I think you're right, but dude, it must have been so helpless.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even imagine being there and just being like, "Come on, like, let's do something, let's make it happen." And it was just not gonna happen.
Many referees would have stopped. Okay, so like the first one, I don't get how you don't wave it off when she's literally out cold and she starts wobbling back to her corner, whatever the fuck. Round 2, they should have called.
Josh, it's a championship fight. He was giving her a chance.
He was giving. What did
he was letting her be a warrior.
Yeah, what did fucking Mario Yamasaki say? Letting her be a warrior. Yeah, exactly. Shout out. And I like the guy a lot, but he's been trying to like dunk on people on Twitter. It's like, you know, just take the L, man. Like, that was a bad night for you. But anyways, we'll go and move on down. Arman Sarukian and defeating Charles Oliveira. Split decision, 28-29, 29.
A fight that should have been 5 rounds.
Yeah, really bad call, in my opinion, not making this one 5 rounds. It was a close fight. Some people thought Charles won in rounds 1 and 3. He nearly subbed him. Outside of that, though, it's largely just Arman Sarukian kind of beating him up, man. It was, if you gave the fight to Charles, I wouldn't necessarily agree with you, but I can see your perspective. How'd you score it? What'd you think?
But I thought Arman won, you know. I saw it, the argument for Oliveira. I need to rewatch it carefully. You know, I will say that. Maybe my opinion would change. Credit to Arman, though. Like, when he was in Charles' guard, very defensively sound, made some pretty solid decisions. Once he was able to get his ground and pound going, though, pretty fucking solid. To be honest, though, Josh, like, I remember someone mentioned this. It's like the art of ground and pound is like not, I'm gonna say died off, but like there's not that many like notable ground and pound kind of style fighters or guys who want to get to that position that you see now in the UFC.
I mean, Arman. I mean, he paid for it with a couple of submission attempts, but like he was hanging out in the guard. He was doing some Tito Ortiz, just hanging out in the guard, dropping elbows down, not trying to advance, not trying to do some crazy shit. And yeah, man. I mean, I'll give him a lot of credit. It was a nice win by him. I just can't believe they didn't make this one 5 rounds. And we thought that kind of going into the fight. We talked about that a little bit, but like coming out of it, it's like, fuck, they really messed up.
Like with 5 rounds, I think we would have been a little bit more decisive, you know?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say we're like anybody's crying robber or anything but like that, but it's like with 5 rounds, you would have been more, no, you know, like I said earlier, just satisfied with, you would have had a conclusive idea going forward about both these guys.
Yeah, exactly. And it's one of those losses too. If you're a Charles fan, I mean, you're probably sitting pretty too. I mean, it wasn't a bad loss. I mean, it was a very close fight. He nearly got him out of there on not 1 but 2 occasions. It's
crazy.
Like, you know,
I feel like that's the only thing this card is like if he wanted to get pushed over even more and break that next layer,
Yeah.
well,
Well,
Charles would have got that sub right at the start of the
Yeah,
round or
yeah,
right at the end
yeah,
of the round.
yeah.
I mean, don't
Hey.
get me wrong. The night was still a movie, but if that would have happened,
The place would have gone crazy. By the
Yeah.
way, shout out Armand Sharukin going 2-0 on this night too. Actually, fan flipped him off during his entrance. And dude, I mean, if you guys watched that UC 300 fan Q&A like a month ago, you could see he's been waiting for this moment. He's Armand ever since then, because that was just full of people coming up. Charles is gonna knock you the fuck out. You fucking scrub. Just
but
people.
wait, I can't believe they like allow that.
I mean, I can, because that's who the UC audience is for the most part. Like, it's a lot of fucking.
Which Chaz that if they went up there, they'd die.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, and Armand was a nice guy. He mostly he dealt in stride, but it probably just fucked with him. So during that entrance, to have like more guys flipping him off, like "fuck you, man." Like, I'm not gonna say that I would have done the same thing, but it's like I understand. You know what I mean? Like, there's some times I see some takes on Twitter. It's like, man, you should get your ass kicked, bro. What do you mean? But yeah, good win for Armand, man. He's probably next in line after Dustin Poirier, but they offered the fight in the locker room.
Yeah,
He's like,
insanity. A month and a half.
yeah, and he's like, no. Like, and by the way, poor fuck, dude. The
Giga Chad move, by the way.
yeah, because he already fought Islam once on short notice, so it's like, fuck.
I think
dude.
it's smart though. No matter what, it was a smart decision to make. I don't care what anybody says.
yeah,
Some people kind of like, why wouldn't you take that? I'm like, dude, that's not a guy you can just
No.
come in on short notice
No.
and fight like that.
No.
Unless you're him, you know?
and he is him, but it's like, dude, you've already fought this guy once on short notice. You lost. If you lose to him again, you're locked out of the title picture.
Quite a while.
So it's like, yeah, but maybe the UFC will punish him because they do that sometimes, where they make you work for it more.
I don't think they will. I think because they threw the fight at Dustin that same night. So
Yeah.
they had it locked up.
Yeah.
Like they were ready.
I hope they don't punish him. I'll put it like that.
Dude, but you know what's crazy? Knowing that, they would have offered it to Oliveira that same night too.
Yeah. He probably would have rejected it too.
You think so?
Probably.
Well, we're feeling Oliveira would have said yes.
Maybe, but I don't know.
Depending on how the fight went.
He had a rough cut too,
Well, that's how.
so we'll see. But we would have seen, but I don't know.
I feel like if anything between the two, I think Oliveira would have been crazy enough to say yes.
He probably would have been, but I don't know. Anyways, man, we're gonna talk this fight for 2 fucking seconds. Bo Nickel should not have been on the UFC 300 main card. I mean, I think most people thought like if he comes in here, gets a big knockout win, or at least just dominates, it'd be somewhat justified. Instead, you kind of got somewhere in the middle where he got a second round submission and win near the end of the second round, but nobody was too impressed. It was kind of like the worst outcome in a way. Not the worst, but he kind of split the difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
Neutral.
yeah. I mean, Cody. I mean, he had some moments. I remember he like fucking.
Should launched him across.
He launched him across the cage. Fucking Bo went face first, and I was kind of like mad. I'm like, dude, you didn't follow up on that at all. Like, but and he had some moments in like where Bo like had his back in the first round, was just doing nothing with it, and he just started like, all right, you know, like we're just gonna sit here until the end of the round. You know what I mean? So it was kind of not a very entertaining fight, but it was a Bo Nickel win. So, would anything?
Like I told anybody,
Yeah.
like I am happy though that we got to see like, and I try to give Cody like some sort of like praise because he was being written off the whole time, and I completely understand. It completely made sense. You knew why, because we knew he was more likely not going to lose. But I'm glad that he showed the Bo into the people. It's like Bo needs time.
Mm-hmm.
Let Bo work. Bo was going to have a lot of fights like this where he like maybe makes some mistakes, doesn't blow guys out of there as quick as people thought. And like Bo like finally faced some level of resistance.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but some level. And it's kind of like what's going to happen once he gets to those higher ranked guys that really show him a lot of resistance. Guys that are not going to get taken down as easily, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And Bo had some mistakes, some technical issues, some fighters have talked about. But I think going forward, I mean, look, his ceiling is high, man. It's just let him develop, let him get those fights. And he'll get there eventually. I am genuinely excited to see like how far he's gonna make it, what's his peaks gonna be, what his lows are gonna be, if he ever even gets to those lows. Because he does have like this insanely high ceiling. But I am happy we got to see like a little bit of vulnerability.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and it wasn't like he struggled too much, but you can see the stats there. I mean, 45 of 59 total strikes, but most of those are pretty much pitter patter strikes on the ground. Cody Brunge 33 of 41. 7 minutes of control time for him. He went 3 for 6 on takedowns. I mean, he faced a little bit of adversity. And I mean, in that second round when he got thrown down, I'm like, maybe we're seeing like a big moment here, man. Maybe Cody Brunge is gonna come through.
Cody landed a good shot in there too, I think.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's why he whiffed so much. I want to say like he landed like a big right hand, and then he fucking threw him down. You know, so it was a big moment. But yeah, man. I mean, it is what it is. I don't have too many thoughts on this one. He faced more adversity than I thought he would, but I also wasn't. You know what I mean? He still looked good.
Who do you want to see Bo fight next? I came up with an opponent, but I want to hear your answer before I give.
I still think they should just fucking run Chris Weidman. Fuck it. I mean, and I think it's also realistic too. You know what I mean? Like coming off a win, he has one fight left on his deal, and you know how the UFC is when guys have one fight left, they throw him to the dogs. So,
oh, dude, Chris is gonna fight Israel Adesanya.
The dog bender? Anyways, who do you want to see him fight?
Gregory Rodriguez, RoboCop.
Oh, that's a good one, dude.
Yep.
That's actually a big guy.
One of the few available guys, by the way,
Good
outside,
striker.
outside of the rankings.
I like that, dude. I like that a lot.
Not Brad Tavares.
No, he's not Brad Tavares. And I think any hopes of being like, okay, maybe he'll fight a top 15 guy. They're kind of
that's out the window right now.
Yeah, because I mean, Cody Brundage, no offense to him, but Cody Brundage is like 50-50 guy in the UFC. It's like if you're kind of struggling a little bit with 50-50 guys, maybe you should probably not face a top 15er.
Which is fine.
Yeah, I mean, he's so young.
And he was unhappy with the performance. He was very hard on himself.
Yeah, and I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. He really was like, I'm gonna get you guys in his post fight interview. He's like, I'm gonna get you guys to like me. You guys are gonna turn around. It's like, man,
I like that though.
I liked the humility, but at the same time, it's like, bro, you don't know UFC fans, dog. You don't know.
Oh, these guys will turn on you so quick, bro.
Oh man,
Dude, they made Ronda almost want to delete herself, dude.
Oh Jesus, yeah, it's true. Anyways, man, we're gonna move down to the prelims. Yuri Prochazka knocking out Alexander Rakic for 1.5 rounds. Alexander Rakic really just doing whatever he wanted, and then that's exactly it. That's exactly it, man. Yuri, he just needs a little bit of success, and once he finds that window, it's like, fuck you. Dude, that's what happened.
Forward the whole time, dropping offense. Oh, the finishing sequence, man, just great.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't have too many thoughts on this one. It went how I kind of thought it would.
I think this just wasn't a good fight for Rakic to come back to.
No,
I think Rakic had to settle back in. I think honestly, if he ran it back against Blachowicz, that wouldn't have been bad.
That would have been good.
They fought before, right?
They did. That's the one he got injured.
This one he got injured in. I feel like that wouldn't have been bad. Blachowicz coming off a loss. They didn't get to finish their fight. Really?
Yeah.
I feel like that would have been a good one to kind of settle him back into. I think coming back on 300 against Yuri, a hungry Yuri too at that.
It was yeah.
By the way, I didn't get to see any of those videos outside the arena. I need to find them.
Oh yeah.
Did you watch any of them?
I did. I saw one.
I need to find them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was the issue. Rakic will be back. For the Rakic fans out there, the 5'8", I was kidding. But the ones out there,
I gotta do that.
Just wait. Give him time. He'll build up. He's young. He's incredibly young. Like barely in his early 30s, right?
Is he even in his 30s?
He might not even be in his. He might be 29.
He's 32.
Yeah, early 30s. Yeah,
he just turned 32.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. I mean, yeah, like you said, it was a bad matchup for him to come back to. 2 years off, you come back and fight a fucking killer who's been active.
I think if anything, they should still run Blachowicz back.
They
Because Blachowicz is coming off some injuries.
Yep.
Some surgeries himself.
It makes a lot of sense.
They're near the rankings.
Yeah.
They didn't get to finish their story.
Yeah. He didn't get to finish the story.
They could throw those guys on a pay-per-view or not a pay-per-view. Main event on a fight night in the Apex.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. You know what's funny is I saw Dana talking about this just to kind of get off topic. I saw Dana talk about this in like the post-fight press conference. Yeah, somebody was like asking him like, so Max has always wanted UFC Hawaii. Are you guys gonna do UFC Hawaii? And he's like, there's no venue that works for the scale of the UFC out in Hawaii. And he's like, well, doesn't Bellator and PFL do shows there all the time? And he's like, nobody goes to those shows or something. It's like, bro, you hold half of your events in a fucking warehouse, dude. What are you talking about, bro? Like, come on. There's 11. They have an 11,000.
We've given good solutions too, I think, to the Apex.
I know, but I just think it's just bullshit. I mean, it's just like you can just say you don't want to go there.
I wish UFC would hire me as a creative. I think I have some pretty good ideas.
Well, the issue is that what you're creative, you actually care and you want to like make fights better. They just want to book fights and make money. Yeah. That's why they're not going to go to Hawaii, because Hawaii won't give them money. Because New Jersey's paying like I think $3 million to the UFC just for going there for UFC 301.
Jesus Christ! How much do you think KC paid them?
Oh fuck! I mean, I don't.
Because they brought Max Holloway. They had to pay some pretty.
They would have paid my. I'd have to. I'll hit up my LinkedIn friend Quentin Lucas on that one.
Damn, just for that insider trading.
Shut the fuck up, dude. I don't want to joke about anything when it comes to insider trading money. That's the only shit that the government will go after you for. It's not real shit. But anyways, yeah, I mean, Yuri, we'll see what happens. I don't think he should get a title shot. Jamal Hill called him out. I think that's a perfect fight.
Oh, yeah. Sure, I'd be down for that too.
But
it's a rough fight for both of them, though. Hard fight for both.
But it makes a lot of sense.
It does. By the way, the most underappreciated, most overlooked result of the whole night.
Oh yeah,
I gotta give him his flowers. I gotta really highlight him. Never been the biggest Aljamain fan.
Yeah.
But dude, he came out here and did what he had to do. He said have you seen any interviews, by the way?
I have seen. I've seen a fair.
He seemed like a little. He kind of at least alluded or made it seem like he was a little nervous going into this black, or had some kind of stuff like, damn, like Calvin could give me some problems. Didn't end up having any of those issues. Because Aljamain just came out here and fucking dominated.
He said straight up, he's like, yeah, if I would have lost to Cal McCater, I would have retired.
Damn.
And it's like, man, if you would have lost to Cal McCater, first fight at 145, I wouldn't even understand that. But at the same time, it's just like, it shows you where his mindset was at. It's like, I need that title so bad. You know what I mean?
And I
it's
get it.
Like,
I get it.
Dude, I'm a big Aljo fan. I mean, I've talked this on the show before. It's like, I root for guys who just like, they have to work. They have to go the extra mile to get fan support or Dana's approval.
Damn, Josh, you're that
like,
diehard Bilal Muhammad fan on our.
I'm actually not a Bilal Muhammad, but I respect what he does. But I was a long-time Leon fan. Whenever Leon was coming up, and everybody's like, "Oh, bro, he's fucking garbage. You don't even give him the shot." Same thing for Aljamain. And then I was like, "Hey, man, he finally got the shot. You gotta show him respect." Never did. Maybe now he's at 145, and he's just. I mean, he was ragdolling Calvin Kattar. I mean, he pile drived him, bro. I mean, he hit the Batista bomb out there on Saturday. So
Calvin doesn't have like bad ground abilities.
Well, that's the reason why, like, we were talking about, like, he could be a good upset pick. Like, he's never really been treated like that. He's never been thrown around like that by a wrestler at all. So it's like, damn, Aljo. Damn.
He looked good.
So yeah, 30-27 across the board for him. Happy for the Funk Master.
Dominant victory. One of the most dominant victories on the whole card, honestly, I'd say.
100%. Call that Brian Ortega. Perfect.
Which is a fight I mentioned last week when I said if
Aljo was listening to the show. Hey,
he wasn't. Shout out you, bro. We know you follow. Can you pull up the rankings one time at 45 just to see where he ended up at?
Yeah, for sure. So 145, Aljamain Sterling, number 8. He's behind Josh Emmett, Arnold Allen, the decision man, Marzavan Eloev,
Jesus,
Yair Rodriguez.
By the way, I'd say a great spot to be in. Like you said, Max. I'm in Brian Ortega.
Perfect.
Let me calm myself down.
Yeah,
Brian Ortega, great call out. Mobzar I think would also be a good option. I feel like I'm pretty sure he could definitely fight for that one. He would end up potentially at 5. I don't think there's any interest in a Josh Emmett or Arnold Allen fight for me personally. I think my only choices that I would be interested in would be Mobzar, Ortiz City, without a doubt. Unless Alexander the Great. That's good. I don't think they throw him that fight.
No, they wouldn't.
But if he does get a victory between one of those two guys there, I could definitely see him calling for one of the top dogs, Max Holloway, Volk, Ilya, whoever is, not champ at that time, and the 1 through 3 position there. I'm curious to see, man, how his rest of his run going to go. I'm actually genuinely somewhat invested. It's nice to see a guy who found a lot of success at one weight class go up a weight class and continue to find some success. Early on still, but man, dude, I don't know. Like, he kind of grew on me after this one. I gotta admit it, man. You remember how the Grinch hearts kind of grew a little bit on Christmas, and I think my heart grew a little bit too for Aljamain too that night.
Oh man, well, Dana too. Dana was like, somebody asked him about it, and he was like, you know what? It's not easy to move up a weight class. He looked great out there. He made Calvin look slow. He was full of praise. And Aljo was like, damn, did I really just have to lose the belt to get Dana's approval?
Yeah,
that's literally
Dana glazing. I mean, it's not as hard as, it's not like Luke Thomas got 3,000 Ilya Zapora every chance he gets. But, I'm just saying.
He actually watched that finish of Ilya versus Volk 49 times. No, anyways.
And he completed, 49 times during the process.
Anyways.
If you know, you know.
We're going to move one down because this is one of my highlights of the card.
Another underappreciated moment. I'd say the two the one we mentioned before are on par.
100%. Kayla Harrison coming in here, and I will say the flip, and I'm sure you saw it on Fight Night too. The flip from Kayla Harrison as a PFL girl. She hasn't beaten anybody. Holly's gonna she's too. Kayla's she's terrible. Her striking's terrible. To she's on steroids. She's juiced up. Like, can't give her any credit. It's like, come on. We all knew it was going to happen here. In the end, she faced Holly Holm, and this fight was not close for a fucking second. It not a second in that cage that Holly Holm had a chance. And look, you can say what you want. She's 42, but nobody has ever.
Caitlin Vieira couldn't do that too.
Caitlin Vieira, Maya Bueno Silva couldn't do that. Ronda Rousey couldn't do that. Misha Tate couldn't do that. Nobody could do what Kayla Harrison did.
No.
Threw her around like a rag doll, elbowed the shit out of her.
Now,
You saw
Josh,
what
if
she
that was
missing.
Gabby Garcia in there, no, I'm just kidding.
Man, look, what do you got? I mean, title shot next? No doubt.
You know, you talked me into it. At first, I was like, maybe we can get another one. We can like kind of let her build up an
No,
audience. But
no,
honestly, fuck it, you know.
No.
Because no matter what, like, and can you go down to them? The fights from there on, and like I said, there's only like a few girls that I think will be able to give any sort of kind of trouble to her. And I think those are Caitlin Vieira, Juliana Pena.
Yeah.
Or and they're 1 and 2 in the division. So.
Yeah, and I don't even think Juliana is going to give her trouble. I just think she's very scrappy. You saw in that Nunes fight, she throws up a lot of stuff from the bottom. Maybe she could do something.
But that's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
If there's anybody that's going to do it, I think the hardest one, without a doubt, will be Juliana.
Yeah.
She will be the hardest opponent in whatever capacity that is. I don't know yet. And granted, because of her scrappiness and how tough she can be at times, even for her own good, you know, that could be her own demise. You know, she could get caught up in something.
Yeah, and look,
Kayla's improving still. That's another thing. Kayla's not. I think one thing people need to realize, like, Kayla is not a finished product by any means as a fighter. She can still improve. She can still get better. She's a great camp. She has some of the best training partners in the world. I am invested in her career going forward.
yeah.
But yeah, Josh, I mean, that's a one downside right now at 135. Her fights, there isn't many. Like, it's really only, like I said, those gals. Maybe Norma Demon in there, but Josh, go down a little bit. Just like I said, like, dude, we just saw what GDR went through against.
Yeah.
You know, she blasts her, Chesley Chandler blasts her, Julia Avila,
Chelsea
blast.
Chandler.
Yana Santos blast, Manny Kazad blast, Hiro Rosa blast, Misha Tate. You know, maybe at one point in time, Misha
Maybe,
Tate could have done it, but I don't know about now.
I think she's older now.
Macy Chase on out. Holly Holm out. Irene, at one point in time, I think if Irene would have done better against Amanda, maybe I would have given her a chance.
No.
But she laid a goose egg there. I mean, dude, it's just, that's the only thing. But at the same time, dude, like you said, you can only beat whoever's in front of you. This is who's presented in front of her. This is how she's performing. So be it. And another thing we didn't mention, credit to her. She made weight. She did it. She looked fine. A lot of people were talking about it. I was like, guys, I actually don't think she looks that bad.
She didn't look great, but she also didn't even look like the worst person on fight day. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, Charles had a really bad cut too. I can't remember who else had a really bad one, but there was somebody in between.
I think Davison had a pretty rough cut.
Yeah, probably.
Davison had a pretty rough cut the day of. It looked rough during like all the pressers too. Hey man, it didn't affect them on the result though. But we'll get to that later.
Yeah, I mean,
But we'll keep it simple, right, Josh? Title shot it is.
Title shot it is. She said that she talked with the matchmakers, and I guess she's like, oh, Raquel. I guess Raquel's hurt now, so I'll fight Juliana for an interim in June. She was like, yeah. Somebody, Ari Helwani's like, you want to fight June 29th? Connor Chandler. She's like, that sounds perfect to me. I'm like,
I'd say
the
the only thing that's gonna suck for us going forward is Kayla fans or people who appreciate Kayla. She's not gonna fight very often because of the kind of how hard weight cuts are for her or how big the weight cuts are gonna be for her. Dude, she rehydrated at 160.
Dude, she admitted. I didn't even people didn't pick up on this. She admitted that during her test cut, she only went down to 140.
Yeah,
she didn't even know that she could make the 135. It's
yeah,
like, fuck, that's crazy, dude.
She risked it.
But you know what? It worked out.
Did
and
she
looked good?
Is there one thing you can do? Can you check if she made championship weight that day? That's the other thing. Another thing we didn't even think about. Curious. If not, Tapology does have them. They show the weigh-in weights.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. Let's see. Okay.
Hopefully we get an accurate representation here.
Shout out UFC.com.
Right? Shout out UFC.com.
All right. She was 136. She did not make championship weight.
That could be an issue.
That could be. But at the same time, though, I think she'll be all right. She's a professional. I knew she was going to make weight. I mean, she's a fucking dude.
And she went through it her first time, too, right? Second time's going to be easier, smoother.
I don't know why the fuck people counted her out. And I see the same people that are like,
dude, the only thing I could say is I thought Holly had upset potential. It just didn't end up happening.
Yeah, and look, here's the thing, too, is like people were like,
Holly did give us a little glimpse there, though, on the reversal.
She did for like 3 seconds. She
did.
Yeah, but dude, I saw some people going into that fight. They were like, oh, Holly's got upset potential. Kayla hasn't faced anybody. We talked about the Joe Rogan episode where I can't remember who was that was like, yeah, Kayla looked like shit in her last fight against Aspen Labs.
One of the coaches from one of the gyms.
Just talking mad shit. And then it's like, dude, you guys got to stop doubting. Just because it happens outside. you and me, that's the difference. We're MMA fans. We're not UFC fans. We knew how good Kayla Harrison was. So I wasn't that surprised at the result. I was surprised.
Damn, you go broad like that.
I was surprised. I was surprised at how lopsided it was because it wasn't close for a fucking second. But
yeah, dude. No, I'm happy that we were aware of her capabilities beforehand. And I mean, dude, there's a reason this girl's a 2-time gold medalist Olympian. Only American judoka to medal twice in gold, or I think even gold in general. I could be wrong.
I believe so. But here's the thing: the only first ever person to be in the UFC with a dude. People are like, "Oh, she's the next Ronda Rousey." Motherfucker, she did what Ronda
couldn't do.
Yeah, twice. And you know what? She maybe even would have.
She was Ronda's teammate, actually.
Yeah, she might have even done it a third time because she was originally supposed to go to the Olympics, and I want to say 2008 didn't go because I believe like the U.S. didn't make the cut. Like the entire judo team wasn't her. So then she was training for 2008, didn't happen. Goes in 2012, wins it. Goes in 2016, wins it again. So it's like, dude, she could have been.
She could have competed at the next Olympics too. Whenever they happened, did they happen in 21? Did they?
They did it. I believe they moved into 21.
Yeah.
Well,
whenever they happened, because they were supposed to happen in 20. We know what happened there.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
she probably would have done it again. Probably.
Yeah.
Who knows? We don't watch this is judo Olympics, but just realizing how seeing how hard this girl works, how much effort she puts in, how much praise she gets from her coaches, how much praise she gets from her teammates. I mean, it's not a surprise she found this level of success in this other sport. But Josh, there's one more thing we got to talk about with her before we close out with Kayla.
I know exactly where you're going.
We got to talk about the greatest female fighter ever. Not really saying much, but a little kind of dramas come out of the gym. People are saying kind of things about what happened between Kayla and Amanda. I'm gonna let you take over on this one because I'm sure you'll probably be able to explain it better for the people.
So if you guys missed it, Amanda Nunes recorded a video of herself, like she was like standing in front of her TV watching Kayla's post-fight speech. She's like, "You gonna call me out? You want to do it? You want to do the fight? Huh?" Kayla did not call her out because like she probably thought Amanda Nunes was retired. But so those two had a little bit of drama whenever Kayla was gonna move to the UFC. And from my understanding, and this could be entirely, ladies, feel free to come on the show if you want. Kayla, we'll have you on the couch. We'll have a whole great interview. It'll be a lot of fun. Not fucking her, but anyways, yeah. So it's from my understanding, it was a case of Amanda thought that American Top Team was choosing Kayla over her. So that's why for her final fight, she was working with her own team and her own coaches.
Yeah, she went solo, Dola. You remember that?
She went solo. So it seems like there's some legitimate beef there. And Amanda's willing to come back for it. I'm going to tell you right now. UFC. All right. Kayla Harrison versus Raquel Pennington. If Raquel doesn't want to do the date, strip her. I don't care. Or do an interim. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Because Raquel's already setting it up for if Kayla won, she's like, oh, she's skipping the line. I'm not going to give her a title shot. It's like, dude, Mayra Bueno Silva just beat Holly and got a fucking title shot. What are you talking about? But anyways, so do that fight. I don't care who Kayla fights. If it's an interim, it does not matter. It literally does not matter. Do Juliana. I don't care. Have the winner of that fight Amanda Nunes. Book it. That's the easiest thing. Women's MMA has needed this. They need actual stars, people who are entertaining. And you might think Kayla Harrison's on steroids. I don't care. I do not care.
Damn.
I don't care. USADA's not fucking real. Drug-free sport is going to be even less real. USADA, with the John Jones, it was only picograms. It doesn't. It was
Josh was like, I don't care if anybody of you.
It was a pinch of salt in an Olympic swimming pool. Shut the fuck up, dude. What are you talking about?
Josh is like, steroids. Josh is like, I hope all these guys are on fucking steroids. It's like, I want everybody juiced up. I want TRT era back, goddammit.
Hey,
give me Jim Miller TRT era now.
Look, Kayla Harrison's just a big swole girl. Let her go ahead and do what she wants, all right? So go ahead.
She is a unit.
Yeah, she's a unit. Let her fight. I don't give a fuck, dude. I literally don't care. I'm not gonna pretend that like people aren't already on steroids. I'm not gonna do it. Like, you guys want me to sit here and just be fucking Stevie Wonder? I don't see it. I don't see the Kamaru is fucking like, you know what I mean? Like,
damn, Josh.
Jesus. I mean, dude, come on. You know what it is.
Dude, I know Kamaru's natty.
Dude, actually, that's nothing but eggs, rice, chicken. He just eats
steak.
Yeah, he just eats very lean.
German chocolate cake every now and then.
He just eats very lean, and yeah. I'm not for the record, I'm not even sliding any of these people. I literally don't care. Like that, I'm being genuine. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, Kayla Harrison, title shot next. Amanda Nunes after that. We're going to move down. Diego Lopez is he's the future. He's not even the future. He's the present.
By the way, he got overlooked, right? Because he's not one of these big names. He does have attention behind him, but he did give us a very sick highlight.
Dude, Sadiq Youssef has been a guy that's been very durable. Just coming off 5 rounds with Barboza. I believe this is like, he's only been finished one other time. Yeah, one other time in his entire career, and that was a loss in his 6th pro fight in Titan FC.
2017, just to give you an idea.
It took Diego Lopez a minute 29 to get him out of there. I mean, this kid's the shit, dude.
I'm on the hype train now, dude. But like I told you, I'm still hesitant. But I did explain why I think maybe he's finding success now that he's in the UFC. Because like I said, now that he's able to dedicate time fully to the UFC, maybe he's not coaching as much. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to travel around and then be in the middle of a training camp and then also be coaching in corners, then flying back to Mexico to fight in Lux League or wherever he's fighting, or Jungle Fight, wherever it was. Like maybe now things have opened up. But you still see he's in corners. He's still there. He's still doing his thing. So shout out him, man. Yeah. I'm excited to see what his peak's going to be, though, because I have a weird feeling it's still going to happen. But for the moment, I'm hop on the train now. I hopped on it this past week.
100%.
I will say, though, I didn't think Sadiq Youssef was going to be the guy to beat Diego Lopez in the rankings.
I did not either. I think I might even picked him for like an upset pick because I just wanted.
By the way, his call out was godlike.
I can't remember who he called out, dude.
He called out Mobza or ELYXR.
Oh, you're right, for the rematch.
He said, "Give me the rematch." I don't know if he said 5 rounds, but fuck it, it'll be 5 rounds.
And then afterwards in the post-fight press conference, that's where he coined him the decision man. I'm like, fuck, that's a good one. That's a really good one. The decision man. I like it. Damn. But yeah, man.
Where did he fall? I think 14, 13. He barely broke through.
He did not move up much.
Which is sad. But he beat Sadiq Youssef, who was around there.
Number 14 for Diego Lopez.
Give him, dude. Honestly, fucking give him Giga Chikadze.
I like that a lot.
Giga got a win in there, right? I believe
they could just book a fucking banger. I know he's lost.
Josh Emmett, fuck it.
They could just do fuck it. Calvin Cater.
Calvin's on a 3-loss streak.
I don't care though. Calvin Cater, he's been the
Calvin
guy.
Cater has to fight like Danny Ige or something,
dude.
Or Barbosa.
No. You know what? Give Calvin Cater. You're right. I think they should probably do him against Lopez against Josh Emmett, and then fuck it, Cater versus give Alex Caceres a shot at top 15. Fuck it, who cares?
You know, I think if anything, that's what they'll end up doing. They'll end up fighting a guy outside of the top 15 at the 45 rankings who needs an opportunity to get into their rankings, and they'll fight that Cater will have to hold off his spot,
probably,
or hold down his spot. I mean,
probably. One down, early prelim headliner, Money Moicano.
Moicano wants money.
Ends up, Jalen Turner tried to do the walk away after knocking him down in the final seconds of the first. One of the worst decisions in a long time.
Dude, if I was his corner, I'd shoot him in the head.
Take him out
figuratively.
No, fuck that, dude. You're taking him outside the T-Mobile, and you're just fucking...
I'd shoot his head in game, Josh. God.
In game. Sorry. Excuse me. For YouTube censors, unalive. You would unalive
in game.
Dude, I can't watch any like shorts or TikToks.
It was just censored the whole time.
Yeah, so they got unalived on March. Dude, fucking speak like a normal person.
It's like a crime video where a whole family was murdered.
Yeah, they got unalived. The whole family was unalived on March. So, dude, fucking speak like a person. Show some respect. Jesus Christ, it's not a fucking word. I don't care about your money.
Tell us what really happened to these people.
Anyways, Money Moicano, he unalived Jalen Turner in the second round. TKO win. The first TKO win of his entire career, Angel. You got to give it up for him. And then he goes on Errol Homani's show and then talked about economics for the whole time.
But some of the stuff he was saying wasn't, not too out there. He actually backed it up with actual facts and real numbers.
I disagree with a lot of what he said, but he's also right about a couple of things. So I mean,
that's the world functions. You can be right and wrong about
exactly.
It's all good, Josh. Everybody has bad opinions. That's
I thought that was a really
good that one back at you.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good one. Yeah.
Where does Moicano end up in the rankings? Because I know this is gonna last. I'm just gonna be honest with the people.
Money Moicano coming in at number 10 in the UFC lightweight rankings, one below Max Holloway, which just
Moicano's gonna you know who the fuck Moicano's gonna fight Beneil Dariush.
Oh fuck, that's a good fight though.
He's gonna fight Dariush.
It's a great fight, dude. But Dariush said he's looking for the summer, so I'm down to see that.
Yeah, that works out. We can make that time. Like you're telling me Money Moicano can't show up for the summer against Beneil Dariush?
If there's money there, he'll be there. Anyways, I love some Moicano, dude. Jessica Andrade, dude. This fucking guy texted me on Saturday.
Biggest mistake in my life.
Telling me that he's changing his pick from Jessica Andrade to Marina Rodriguez. I'm like, all right. I wonder what. I even asked her, like, what made you change your mind? Like,
I just looked at it from a wider scope. I looked at how things were. I was like, look, Marina's tall. She's longer.
And to be fair, outlands Jessica Andrade, but Jessica Andrade, pretty much anytime she landed during this fight, connected clean, she was rocking Marina Rodriguez. Ended up winning split decision. I thought the scorecards are correct.
She's back, baby.
She's back. In case there were any doubts, just
I'm happy for her.
the
man.
women's BMF, Jessica Andrade.
You're not even wrong. If you were to coin women's BMF, who would you have? Actually, who would be your women's BMF fight? That's a hard one.
You know, she actually pitched this one, and I think it works. Andrade versus Angie Hill. Overkill Hill, dude. Fucking both fight anybody.
I guess, yeah.
Think about it. They'll both fight anybody, any weight class. They fought before, back in like 2018, and it was the fight of the night. It was a banger. People forgot that one. It was her first fight, Hill's first fight back in the UFC after going to Invicta.
I'm pretty sure Angela Hill's like 5-13 now, though.
No, what do you mean? Yeah, she's had a lot of struggles, so it won't be her. But I mean, if they did want to do it, I'm just saying. I think if you're talking about women's BMF, Angela Hill, dude, she's 39 now. Makes me feel fucking old. She's won 3 of her last 4. That's crazy. And not realize she's having that much success.
She's actually bounced back. I actually give her credit.
Yeah, she'll fight anybody though. And that's kind of my point. So I'd be down for that shit, dude.
By the way, that streak right there that with Andrade that you showed for a second there. I don't know if you're back on her or not. Dude, go down a little bit. The one leading into the Roseburn. Is it right there?
Yeah.
What is that? I can't see it fully. Tisha Torres, Claudia Gadelha.
Okay, so from like 2016 to like 2020, she was like the baddest motherfucker, dude. Honestly, Jessica Panay knockout, Joanne Calderwood submission on the undercard of fucking CM Punk Mickey Gall.
Shout out.
Angela Hill banger fight of the night. She lost to Joanna, comes back, beats the piss out of Claudia Gadelha in Japan. Fight of the night. Tisha Torres beats the piss out of her, knocks out Karolina Kowalkiewicz in I was about to say Brazil, my bad, Dallas. And then knocks out Rose with a slam in Brazil.
One of my favorite knockouts ever.
Yeah, I mean, look, dude, I'd love to see them actually wake a women's BMF title. I know some people were like talking shit about it, but I'm like, dude, come on. For a woman like Jessica Andrade, fucking give her a belt.
If someone deserves it to be her.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, we said this could steal the show. In the end, I think if Max Holloway and Justin Gaethje didn't put on an all-time war, these guys would have got fight of the night. Bobby Green, Jim Miller. First 2 rounds, very back and forth. Jim hurt him. Actually, he hurt him in the first and the third.
He hurt him multiple times.
Yeah, they were getting rocked all over the place. Both got bloodied up. In the end, ends up being Bobby Green. 30-20 scorecards all over the fucking place. 30-27, 29-26, 30-25 with scorecards.
Look, I get it. The guy lost.
Yeah, 30-25 is out there. But yeah, I mean, good win for Bobby Green. Jim Miller, dude, if you're going to go out on your shield, he's going out on his fucking shield, okay? But we both talked about heading in. I would have much rather seen the trilogy between Jim Miller and Joe Lozon here. I think that would have made great. But look, I mean, can't be mad about this one. I mean, great fight. What do you make of it?
I will say, dude, like before I even go into the fact that there was no trilogy on this card at 300 kind of disappoints me. Like a trilogy
Makes sense.
but it is what it is. I mean, fuck, dude. Credit Jim Miller, man. Like that stuck in there the whole time. He's 40 years old, man. We know that he doesn't have much left in there. Bobby Green. He's a vet in himself. He had to hold down his spot in the rankings. He knew what he had to do. Mm-hmm. And also older too now, 37, I think.
37. Yeah, 3-year difference between these two.
So, I mean, it was kind of like you knew Bobby Green could do what he did that night, and Jim Miller gave it as fair as a shot as he could. I mean, dude, if I honestly was kind of hoping for Jim Miller to go out on that one, just retire. Yep. For his sake, I thought like, hey man, you got this. You got to compete at 300. You compete at 100, 200, 300. You're hyper competitive still, but just
look. He said he wants to get 3 more wins. He said he wants 3 more. He wants to retire 40 wins.
Oh my god, that goes hard. I can't hate that.
40. So right now he's 37-17. Is his current record. So,
oh god, the thing is, it's gonna be a long road there still, dude.
Yeah,
but dude, and I don't think he should fight again this year. If I'm being honest,
no, probably not.
But knowing Jim Miller,
or late, he should fight late in the year at the very least,
like December.
Yeah. I mean, he needs some time off, and he was super active before this too, and that was why it was so impressive.
And winning,
yeah. I mean, before this, man, 5 of his last 6, all by knockout too.
Only 1 loss in there, a short notice fight against Alexander the Great.
Yeah. So
Hernandez.
Look, man, he's a dog. I love me some Jim Miller, future Hall of Famer. I don't give a fuck. The debate comes up every time he fights. It's like, is he a future Hall of Famer? And some newer fans are always like, bro, he was never even a contender. It's like, bro, get the fuck out of here. That's why Jim Miller's career is so exciting for those of us who've been watching so long. Like, I've seen Jim Miller go from like a contender. Like, I remember he fought like Cowboy in like 2012. Winner was getting like a title shot or some shit. And he was in a couple of those title eliminators, back in the day. And then he got the Lyme disease. He struggled. It looked like, all right, he's going to be cut probably. fucking rallies back for the second half of his career. But right now he's just he's almost like the old gunslinger coming back for one more duel every single time. You know, it's like this could be the last one. He ends up fucking winning every time. So love Jim Miller. Jim fucking Miller. Bruce let us down. But you know, it is what it is.
Is he kind of like the UFC's or MMA's Nonito Donaire?
That's a fucking great
Just not
comp.
just not a champ.
Yeah, that's a great comp. Yeah, I like that. Actually, I think Glover Teixeira was MMA's Nonito Donaire.
I guess because he was a champ.
Yeah, but anyways, you know who's actually going to be Cody Garbrandt? Because dude, you know what? For one round, it's looking
Cody
like,
Garbrandt's going to end up being Gabe Rosado. So if Cody Garbrandt actually won a title.
Yeah, that's actually I don't even know if that's the right comparison. I feel like
who's MMA's Gabe Rosado?
probably Nate Diaz.
Oh, he is a
Multiple title fights, never won it though.
God.
All-time bangers, couple big upsets in there. Kind of makes sense when you think about it.
Kind of, but Rosado's record is like a little, you know.
It's worse than Nate's. But anyways, so
and he had some pretty rough losses. I mean, Nate's lost, but has it ever been that bad?
He's had some really bad ones. Benson Henderson, when he fought for the belt, like 50-40 for him.
Oh damn.
Yeah. Anyways, to close out UFC 300, David Figueroa submitting Cody Garbrandt. First sub loss for Cody. First round, he looked good. I mean, I'd argue that was his best round since he beat Dom Cruz, honestly. I'm dead ass, dude. He looks really good.
But yeah, you're not wrong. He was looking light on his feet. I was like, damn, okay, Cody not looking bad. But damn, he got taken down, and it was because Cody's not a bad wrestler either, not a bad grappler by any means.
No.
I was shocked that the fight ended on the ground like that.
Yeah, but afterwards he came out and said that he had vertigo, and it's like,
oh, okay.
I'm sure if you know this, but every time a fighter loses anymore, they never actually lost. They had something in training camp. I remember back in the day, like people would talk about it, it was like, come on, man, you lost the fight. Now it's Rochich actually had a staph infection. I'm not sure if you heard about that.
Actually?
That's what he said.
Oh, dude, I believe it.
Oliveira had a bad cut, obviously. I mean, we actually knew that one, but yeah, just every fighter, you know. So anyways, good for Davison. He said he wants a title fight, and I'm like, no offense, Davison, but I mean, you got to win one more, buddy. I mean,
yeah, one more big one. I don't think it'd be a big issue. But I guess his whole thought process is he's a former champ. He transitioned to another weight class. He's winning. You know, he's due for a big fight. And he did have two relevant guys at the weight class. I actually don't think they did him dirty.
No.
Can we look at 135 real quick and see potentially who could be a good option?
Jamie, can you go ahead and pull up 135 rankings for me, please? Yeah, so Davison is at number six.
Not a bad spot to be.
Oh, fuck. Could you imagine him against Marlon Vera?
I'd be down for that. I thought about the night of, too. Dude, Piotr, fuck it.
Piotr would be fun.
I'd be down for either of those two.
But Piotr's going to be out for a minute.
Really? Did he have a bad injury or something?
Oh, you don't know? Dude, he like tore like everything in the first round against Song Yadong.
Oh, fuck. I
got
didn't know
real fucked up. I don't remember what it was, but it was like multiple injuries.
But yeah, no, I'd be down for either one of those. But I guess it ended up being Cheeto.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. He's going to have to, I guess he's in kind of in a shitty spot because he just kind of has to wait.
Yep. He's going to have to wait. But
fuck, that sucks, man.
Yeah.
God damn it, Josh. Why'd you tell me that?
I don't know, man.
Fuck you. That's good.
Anyways, man, UFC 300 lived up to the hype, I think. An all-time great card.
10 out of 10, honestly. I'll say it. 10 out of 10. Fuck it.
I'll agree. I would agree with you on that one.
I'll fucking say it.
Anyways, man. No MMA card this week. No MMA.
Sadly,
I mean, we got PFL Friday, but I mean, by the time this comes out, I mean,
Josh, you know who's fighting on that PFL card though?
Yeah, who?
Andre Korshkov.
I love Andre Korshkov. We actually talked about this a little bit before we started filming. Like that PFL card. If you guys don't know, actually watch it. It's actually a good one. But we're also not going to preview it just because of the when this podcast.
You know who will be in attendance for that card too? The Juice.
R.I.P. Pour one out for
Korshkov is going to roll up in his Bronco, and the Juice will be in attendance.
He's actually looking up on us right now, Angel. He's currently watching the podcast down there, bro.
Down there, not up there. Okay, Josh.
Yeah, man. Shout out the Orenthal James Simpson, dead at 74. Happened this last week. You know, actually,
I like how we say we're going to talk about this, but I fucking stuck it in anyways.
Yeah, we weren't supposed to talk about this, but now we're talking about it. I mean, OJ's dead. I mean,
yeah, the Juice died. He didn't tell us anything on his deathbed, sadly.
Well, there was NDA signed. Did you hear about this?
What?
You don't know? Are you joking?
No, dude.
He had his entire family, the nurses and the doctors all signed NDAs on his final.
Oh, that fucker admitted to something then.
Dude, but by the way, like, I mean, he already admitted to it. He wrote a whole fucking book, but I mean, dude, I can't get past that, dude. The balls on that guy to write a fucking book. If I did it,
the NDA, though, that shit is wild, bro. That's some Agent Ross shit, dude. Do you think he took inspiration from that?
Or did Aiden Ross take inspiration from the juice? I mean, who knows?
I didn't know about that. How did that come out?
Oh, I just don't know. I mean, I just know that that's what it was reported as.
Could you imagine?
I mean, he did that shit.
Dude, what were you in that hospital and they're taking care of OJ and they're like, Josh, they want us to go right now to OJ's room and sign these NDAs.
It's like, dude, fuck you. I'm going outside. I'm like, he did it. And then everybody's like, oh, we know. Like, it's like, there's no point in doing NDAs. It's like fucking, it's like, Angel, you got to sign an NDA right now for that fucking sun outside.
I think I think more or less they're in place. Like, if you can say something, you can get sued the shit out of you.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, he's dead. He's dead, man. You know, I wish, you know, the comedian Norm Macdonald, R.I.P.
Yeah.
So he made all these jokes on, I'm sure you know this. He made all the jokes on SNL back in the 90s about OJ. He would do Weekend Update and he would just make jokes every single week about OJ. Like, I remember like the verdict came in and the next Saturday he was like, breaking news, murder is legal in the state of California. Just like funny, just like.
By the way, I never knew that their trial wasn't like actually publicly filmed, like it wasn't filmed live or anything like that. That every week news broadcasters would recreate scenes that occurred at the fucking courthouse. Did you know this?
No.
Yes.
Are you sure?
I learned this very recently.
That doesn't sound right to me.
Yes.
I'm going to fact check you right now in real time.
I recently learned this. I'm sure some of it did get filmed down the line.
At the very least, the result was
yeah, I'm sure that was
live broadcast. So was it live? That was a case live. Oh my god, trying to type with my left hand is not easy. Was it live streamed? Wow, that does not help me whatsoever.
Oh, why was the trial just as an aerial talk? I think some of it wasn't, but I know some of it
was like they filmed like B-roll and shit.
Yeah, like they went back in and they recreated it or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But I didn't notice. I found this out. I don't know. You can look it up afterwards.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, they aired a real time coverage, but I'm not sure if that means like
everything.
Yeah, I'm not sure that means everything. But regardless, yeah, I mean, OJ dead, man. Do you think he did it?
Probably.
Yeah. He probably did it. Yeah, I feel bad for Ron Goldman, man. Sometimes I just like, man, that guy was a footnote in his own murder. You know how fucking depressing that is? Everybody just talks about him killing his wife. It's like, damn, he killed the waiter too. You know?
Yeah. Some rather
black belt in karate.
Should have been a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
All right. Anyway, so we got coming up on Saturday night. We have Devin the Dream Haney.
Josh, I don't think you're taking this podcast very serious.
taking on Ryan Garcia, who I mean, this fight should not be happening. We're being completely honest. I disagree,
Josh. I think this fight should absolutely be happening. This might fix Ryan.
You're right. Maybe he'll come out. Maybe it's all an act. But like, I
hope it is.
I really don't think it is.
It probably isn't. But I'm being wishful here. You know.
So we could just go over it. Okay. So he said somebody raped him. He said that somebody had control of his social media accounts and his bank accounts, but he wouldn't say who. He said he predicted the Baltimore Bridge collapse, but he never actually predicted the Baltimore Bridge collapse. People just spread a fake tweet of him saying it. And he was like, yeah, the Lord is speaking through me. He never once tweeted that. Okay. He said that he knows the killer of Tupac Shakur. So do I. He's arrested now. And also, we know Diddy did it. We knew he called for it. What else? He said Logan Paul and KSI are Satanists in that prime hydration is a drink from the devil that is going to destroy your kids. He said that, oh man, he has proof of aliens. He has footage. He said that he was taken to Bohemian Grove and like saw children being tortured or some shit. He's like, either he's having a mental breakdown or he is on some shit that's like, you know, like
you think he had like some crazy psychedelic experience.
He's on drugs, must be on drugs 24/7. And I remember it's funny. I think we talked on like Saturday, and I think it somehow got brought up. And I was like, yeah, he looks like he's doing better. He hasn't been posting crazy shit. And then this week, literally that same night, he's posting shit like, I fucked Bobby Althoff, and so did Drake, and women. I'm gonna buy. The first row is all gonna be women on Saturday night. I'm buying tickets for all fine women. DM like just like crazy shit. It's like
Chad move, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even include in there divorcing his wife the day that their son was born. So that's another one.
Another Chad move. Andrew Tate would be proud of that one.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even gonna get into that. Anyway, so Devin Haney.
We probably just got blacklisted now or shadow banned because I said his name.
Yeah, I know. He's like fucking Voldemort, dude.
You can't say his name.
You can't say his name. Exactly. Anyway, so
Fucking Voldemort. I'm fucking dead.
anyways, yeah, Devin Haney's gonna fight Ryan Garcia on Saturday. God, if it happens,
They still have to weigh in. There's still a lot that has to happen.
they still have to weigh in. They still have to. I mean, I guess Ryan said that he passed the mental evaluation that New York wanted him to do.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, well, he said he wasn't going to do it, and then originally they was going to sue him, and then I guess he ended up not suing them and did it anyway. So. All right, so look, even under the best of circumstances, this is going to be a tough fight for Ryan Garcia to win. The best of circumstances, right? I just went through the fucking laundry list of shit that Ryan Garcia has said and done over the last few months. So it's the exact opposite. It's like the worst of circumstances. And these guys are amateur rivals. They split the series down. It fucking sucks that it's happening right now, like with everything going on, because like the backstory is sick. Amateur rivals, 3 wins apiece. They're breaking the tie on Saturday night.
It just depends. Like if he shows up, it could be a banger.
But look, dude. I mean, I'm not gonna give him the credit. I'm not gonna be like he's faking it. I really don't think he is. I really think he's suffering some sort of mental break, and I think he needs fucking help. But it's boxing.
What if he's suffering that mental break and he still wins?
He might.
What if he comes out and double downs on everything?
You can never count a guy.
What if he wins and like I'm saying? What if he wins and double downs on everything he did?
Then he'll be like the next Mike Tyson, basically.
I think he's the goat after that. Honestly,
yeah, honestly, if he wins, if he's dude. By the way, and I talked to this before we start filming. They faced off on top of the Empire State Building, and dude, Ryan was yelling at him, and that motherfucker's pupils were the size of the fucking moon. I mean, the dude was gone. And then they were supposed to throw out the pitch of the Mets game, and they were like, "Dude, no, like we're not doing this anymore. Get the fuck out." They told both didn't allow Devin or Ryan to face off on the field. So yeah, man. I mean, look,
Devin just had to push him.
Yeah, dude. I saw somebody pointed out like, "Hey, man, he didn't try that shit with Regis Prograis." It's like, you know what? I didn't think about that, but he pushed Loma because he knew Loma's not like that. He pushed Ryan because he knew Ryan wasn't gonna do anything. He did not push Regis Prograis whenever they were doing it, so that's kind of funny. Didn't matter, he beat his ass in the ring. But anyways,
bad, yeah.
The only question for me is, I'm curious why I gotta see if there's like a prop bet out there for Ryan Garcia having a mental breakdown during the fight, like for him to pull an Oliver McCall and just start like just refusing to fight or some shit. Because I think that's more likely than him winning. So.
I mean, to talk about the fight itself.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Ryan in any capacity, even if he was in a right state of mind, or if he even is in the right state of mind now, could outbox Devin or beat him in a technical battle. So no matter what, I thought he'd have trouble there. Granted, maybe I know that who's this coach now? I've fucking switched so many times.
Oh my god.
Derek James,
yeah.
I mean, if they iron some stuff out, which I mean it hasn't been that long, but if he could get some stuff down, see something. And granted, these guys have history, man. There's something to it here. There's something in the air. Obviously, we're seeing it, right?
There's something in the nose too, if you get what I'm saying.
I don't know. I want to think that Ryan's gonna come out here and probably surprise us just because of all the shit he's been going through. At the same time, obviously, none of us are gonna be shocked if he gets blown out of the water because he is going through all this shit. But Ryan has speed. He has that position which becomes power when he lands it, and they have history. You know, there's a reason they were close. Now, granted, amateurs, whatever you want to say of that, things have changed. But at the end of the day, though, there is still something there between them, and you can't take that away. If they competed 6 times against each other, and it went down to the wire, however they went, right? There has to be something between these guys that makes it special each time, and hopefully we can see a bit of that night. Does it happen? I don't know, but I want to be hopeful, and hope that something can occur that night that's fun and exciting. No matter the result.
Yeah, and I want it to be a fun fight. I prefer if it were a fun fight. And who knows, maybe Ryan is and that's what makes it so, frustrating that he switches coaches and he's not really focused and he has now all the mental problems. And, I saw somebody speculate that like maybe this is what Ryan was going through back in 2021 when he took all that time off. Like he was having like something like this happen. Just now.
He was able to keep it contained.
He's able to keep it contained, but now it seems like nobody in his life gives a fuck enough to really stop him. You know what I mean?
Because it probably can't now.
Probably can't. I mean, it's his wife. Even after they got divorced, she was like, "Guys, please pray for him. Like, please, somebody help him. Somebody in his family should put a post on social media." Nothing happened. Somebody asked like his brother Sean. He's like, "I'm doing for a fight right now. I can't do anything." It's like, anyways, Yeah, I mean, it's just he should not be fighting. But at the end of the day, look,
Just you wait, Josh. When
he's got the physical.
when that
skills.
crazy motherfucker knocks out Devin Haney,
Dude, it'd be the funniest thing.
when
of
he
all time.
bites off both ears.
I'm rooting for it to happen, just for the record, for the chaos. Rooting for it.
I love
okay?
chaos, dude.
That's all I love. That's what
Chaos Williams.
Dude, stop. Anyways, yeah, I mean, look, Ryan has the physical tools to make a fight if he were under the best of circumstances. I wouldn't pick him to win even under the best of circumstances. This is the worst of circumstances. I mean, I remember we were like, oh, he would post like training footage one day, and then the next day he'd post like a 7-minute reign of him walking out in the woods, and it's like,
Yuri.
yeah, but not like Yuri, not like training in the woods, like him just
Not some samurai shit.
just like rambling in the woods, like Logan Paul is satanic, just crazy shit, right? So look, I mean, I think Devin Haney's gonna win and maybe even stop it. Maybe we'll get Devin Haney's first major pro stoppage.
God, I'm sure he's hoping for that.
Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go official prediction. I'm going to go Devin Haney by 9th round stoppage.
Dang, is it take him that long?
I mean, dude, it's Devin Haney. I mean, whatever.
Or Ryan Garcia by 6th round TKO.
You know what? Hey, man. Hey, fuck it. You know. Anyways.
God, holy shit, Josh, it's coming to me right now.
Oh my God, are you getting a dream?
I'm
Are you getting a dream?
I'm getting a vision.
You're getting a vision. Oh my God. Oh my
I
God. What?
see it. Wait, body going low.
Oh, what?
And then it's going up, but it's so quick you can't see because you're not riding the flash. And then wait, what the fuck? Uppercut.
He's gonna knock him out with an uppercut in the 6th round.
Uppercut in the 6th round.
Oh my God, you heard it here, folks. Angel just got a fucking vision, dude. Oh God, it's coming to me right now. Oh,
Fuck you,
Oh.
asshole.
it's John Joe. No, it's a drug tester. Oh God, it's beating up the no. Dude, I didn't know what it sounded like until you played it for me. on
Great,
Saturday.
wasn't it?
It was way funnier than I thought it was gonna be.
It
It
made
is.
you laugh.
It
It was
was-
yourself.
So, fight shouldn't be happening. It's gonna happen. I don't know anybody on. I mean, I think Arnold Barboza Jr. is on the undercard.
Yeah, fuck, dude. Can you pull
Um,
it up real quick?
Yeah, give me 1 sec.
I actually don't think they have anybody relevant on the undercard. I'm hella disrespecting everybody right now on that, but I'm just being serious.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Barboza Jr. wasn't talks to find somebody. He was actually in talks to swap out for Garcia at one point.
Damn, it was that serious, huh?
It was that serious. Well, I mean, he was talking about how if they asked him for a mental evaluation, he was like, dude, I'm gonna fucking sue you. Dude, BoxRec has nothing.
Go to Tapology.
But I'm actually gonna go to DAZN does these things where they typically do like.
Oh, they list the full card too.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it. Oh, let's go to let me just mute the computer real quick because you know how it is online. You click on an article and then boom, you get an autoplay fucking video. We don't do that. BJPen.com, greatest website on the planet. But okay, this is the card. Dude, okay, good lord. Okay. Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia, Arnold Barboza Jr. versus Sean McComb, Bektor Melzakayev, I apologize, versus Pierre Dombe, John Ramirez, David Jimenez, Charles Conwell, who's about one of the only guys I give a fuck about, taking on Nathaniel Gilmore. That's the card.
You know, I don't know if I know any of these guys, but I know there's gonna be someone out there be like, dude, you know who Sean McComb is? You dumb fuck.
Dude, Charles Conwell's fun. But
I'll check it out. I mean, there's nothing else to watch that night, so I'll definitely. I mean, there's no excuse not for us to watch it and kind of talk about it.
exactly. So yeah, I mean, we'll watch it. We'll talk about a recap. Hopefully, Ryan Garcia gets the help he needs, and or not. If he wins this fight, he's gonna double down. So we'll see. But we're going to close out, man. Couple of fight announcements, man. It's official. The notorious Conor McGregor, after months of speculation,
The Notorious.
he will be fighting at UFC 303. Michael Chandler, 170 pounds, 5 rounds, June 29th, International Fight Week, Las Vegas, Nevada. Angel, I mean, we've talked about this for a long, long time. This is actually, funnily enough, the date he said at the start of the year, and Dana was like, no, not going to happen. Not going to happen. We're going to do it in the fall. In the end, Mystic Mac with a Mystic prediction once again. How about it, man? Finally official.
You do what you're told. You'll do what you're told.
Oh, man. Yeah. I'm fucking psyched.
Dude, that's like nothing away.
Yeah, literally. I mean, 2 months, dude. 2 months.
Dude, that's crazy. There's gonna be that big of a gap between pay-per-views, by the way.
What do you mean?
Because wait, so this is for 302?
Yeah, this is for 303. I messed up a
303,
little
my
bit
bad.
on the.
God
phone.
damn it, John! Edit that out right now. If I look stupid in front of our fan, no, I was kidding.
No, we got 301 is going to be going down on May 1st. I want to say.
Yeah,
Brazil. Then they got June 1st, UFC 302, which we'll talk about in a minute, and then UFC 303, June 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Dude, June's
They're
gonna be crazy.
notorious.
June's gonna be crazy for combat. Actually,
Yeah, June also got that Matchroom Queensberry card, and then Masvidal Diaz too.
I'll say these next 2-3 months will be pretty fun for combat sports as a whole.
Yeah,
I'll put it out there.
May's gonna be rough for the UFC, but it's gonna be big for boxing. You know,
And then
June's
June
gonna have both.
June will pick right back up.
You know, so sick, dude. I mean, look,
Do we know where it's gonna be at, by the way?
170.
No, where at?
Oh, where at?
Vegas?
Oh yeah, Vegas, T-Mobile.
Okay.
So we're gonna have that.
Not in Ireland? No, I was kidding. In the stadium? No, I was kidding.
What do you mean? They should have put it in Missouri for Michael Chandler.
Right?
Anyways,
They're having your show out there. Joaquin Buckley is trying to headline that, Josh. We saw him at the presser.
just early thoughts. I mean, we'll make the full prediction when the fight actually happens, but
I think they put it simply like fucking finally, right?
yeah.
I mean, this fight's been what, 2 years in the making?
I mean, he knocked out Tony in May of 2022, and he called for the fight. And they didn't make it official until the Ultimate Fighter, which was like they announced they were going to be in that show like early 2023. So it's been about like a year and a half.
Because it's not 2 years.
Yeah,
But
close though.
By that time, though,
Yeah, dude. I mean, just to kind of put it simply for me, if Conor McGregor is a fraction of what he used to be, this is the dude. You're not going to get a better matchup than this. Yeah. Like literally, a guy that generally has one round of gas. And now Conor is not a fucking marathon runner, but typically has more than one round. You know what I mean? He's a fast starter, but still, I think he has more gas in the tank normally than Mike Chandler. Fighting of a welterweight, you're gonna have a big size advantage. Mike Chandler's never fought above 155.
he's not a very tall guy either to begin with.
5'8", which let's be honest here, he's not actually
5'7".
He's 5'7" in shoes, if we're being honest. No offense to him. In a perfect guy. I mean, Michael Chandler very explosive, but this is I've compared him to Eddie Alvarez whenever we talk about this fight. Like style comp, if you're gonna compare a fight, McGregor versus Alvarez, just in terms of like their wrestling and their striking abilities. This is a fight that should be a layup for Conor if he's a fraction of what he used to be. But that's the question. Is he? So we're going to find out.
Granted, though, Chandler's a bomb, dude. First round, he's a bomb.
He is. So, and I mean, dude, he's rocked everybody that he's literally every single opponent he's rocked in his UFC career thus far. Every single one. He's either rocked him or knocked him out. So, we'll see, man. We'll see if Mystic Mac can come back here. And fighting up a welterweight, too, that makes you think, like...
Do they have a co-main set up for that
No,
yet?
not yet.
I wonder what they could do.
Dude, she called for it. Kayla Harrison. Okay. Co-main event.
You know something? That'd be great for her. That'd be a great showcase for her. Yeah, no, you're not even... Yeah, my bad. That'd be perfect. I think they can make that happen.
And plus, she's already calling for it. So it's like, fuck, dude, UFC, go ahead. It's a layup.
Putting that one aside.
Yeah, go
ahead. That one's not available. Who else would be your next option?
I'd have to think about who's booked.
It's hard.
It is difficult, but it'd have to be like a fun, because they're not gonna. I mean, the only way I see them doing.
I don't think it's O'Malley. I don't think it'll be a flyweight. Obviously,
no. I mean, I see the only way it would be a title fight is if it's a women's title fight, like that bantamweight title fight, like I just said. But I mean, if you're making me think outside of that,
it's kind of hard, right?
It is difficult, man. I mean, they wouldn't do another title fight, so at that point it would have to be. I could see them doing like a 5-round co-main, like something fun, but I don't know who.
Some 170ers, maybe some 155ers, but even then, I don't know who you would go.
I'd have to think about it. Yeah, I have no idea.
It's a hard one. I'm not sure they're gonna. You know, that one might be a letdown, Josh. That might be one where like it's Conor and then everybody else is just.
It's just a terrible card. They've done that before. I remember Conor Cowboy was like the worst fucking fight card like I've ever seen.
We're gonna have like Neil Magny, Luque in the main card. No disrespect to those guys, but. You want to stack up a Conor card.
Yeah. But that's what they should do is Kayla Harrison. If she wants it, throw her against an interim title against anybody. Who cares? Anyways, we have a couple of fight announcements. UFC 302 going down earlier in the month, June 1st, Newark, New Jersey. In the main event, Islam Makhachev taking on Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Can Dustin Poirier finish the story? Can he finish the story?
The king without his crown.
This will be his, third undisputed title fight, I believe?
Fuck, man.
So he fought, third undisputed.
By the way, I made this comp before. And it's a little different because I think his accomplishments are better than this person. If he loses one, is he officially 155 Joseph Benavidez?
No, because I think that with Joseph Benavidez, he was facing he was stuck with some all-time greats who he never had a shot against. I think Dustin Poirier beats Charles Oliveira on a different night. You know what I mean? I think he almost submitted Habib. He had him close in that Gilly.
But Josh, he's had multiple opportunities.
The difference being though is that he's won an interim belt and he beat a legit guy to get there. He beat Max Holloway
on short notice. 45er coming up.
Yeah, but
there's some caveats to this.
They're both short notice.
Let's be honest.
But still, I don't know.
When's a true 155er? When wasn't a true 155er?
I think a better comp would be Uriah Faber.
Or Faber, yeah, that's another.
Yeah, because Faber, I mean, multiple different guys who weren't even necessarily all-time greats. He just came up short.
But Faber did end up becoming national champ, not in UFC though, right?
But that's my point though. WEC champ, interim UFC champ. You know, what are you gonna do?
You know, I don't know. You know, it's up there for conversation. The only thing is, like, dude, we're not previewing the fight, but just kind of to put it out there because I mean, we're gonna have to talk about it at some point. It's months ahead. There's something about Dustin. He could beat any 155er on any given night.
Yeah, I feel that way too.
The only issue is he hasn't done it on the nights the two most important nights that he should have.
Yeah. And Makhachev, a terrible matchup for him. But I mean, look,
he's got a good look. If there was going to be any other guy in the division that you could feel comfortable saying this guy has the best shot.
Yeah. I mean, this is him. And this is also his last shot. And there's something to say for that. You know what I mean? And we've seen guys in the past, like Michael Bisping is always my favorite example. Guys who are like, you know what? I got one final shot of this thing. I'm going all the fuck in. And they end up winning the belt. It happens sometimes.
Glover Teixeira.
Glover's another one. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see, man.
He has a very small window to find success in. Is he going to capitalize it on? There's, he obviously, I'm sure he's gotten some hope too. With seeing like he's fought Habib before. He's been in there with the best. He saw Volt give it a good crack at it. I mean, he has a legitimate chance to potentially get it done one last time. And honestly, it's going to probably be, look, if this isn't his last fight, but there's a good chance it might be. And we're not even really, no one's even really talked about that, Josh. And people should really put that in the air. Dustin Poirier for a while now has kind of alluded to being near the end. And he said that after his last Conor fight.
Yeah.
That was a while ago.
I mean,
if he loses this one, I wouldn't be surprised if this was the end of his road and he was comfortable leaving. I wouldn't want it to be because I still want that Justin Gaethje fight because I'm selfish and I want to see him compete longer because I know Dustin can still provide a lot of excitement regardless if he had the belt or not. Mm-hmm. But Josh, Dustin's exit is very possibly there after this fight.
Yeah, I agree. And it's right there. And he's talked for a minute about like, it's not even just like he doesn't think he can win the title and it's not even that. It's just like, I just don't like this anymore. And it's like, once that's gone, it's like,
where's the passion at? How do you want to become champ?
Yeah. But who knows, man? We'll see. Co-main event in this card, Sean Strickland, Paulo Costa. 5 rounds, brother.
We were just blessed with that.
Yeah. Shout out. Sean wasn't going to take this one. Played a little bit of hardball. Got a new contract. Good for him.
Got paid a little more because he wasn't going to take it. He talked about that on Twitter publicly.
Exactly. But you know what? He's getting paid, and he's a former champ, so good for him, bro.
Holding on his ranking there. Crazy, though, that they gave Paulo like another relevant guy at 85. By the way, I guess they like Paulo Costa, or maybe they see Paulo Costa's value. Because even through his difficulties and the hard times they've had with him, they've still managed to like get somewhere with him. Because there was a period of time there where they was like, we didn't know Paulo was even going to be in the UFC anymore.
Yeah, I wonder if he got a new deal or something that we just don't know about.
I don't know, but they gave him another relevant fight, Josh. Because there's not a lot of guys that would be in the same situation he'd be in and be getting the same treatment.
Exactly,
if any.
Yeah, I mean, look,
and he's not even like a former champ or anything like that.
No, he's not. I mean, I'm happy for him. I mean, it makes sense. Like, if he can keep his head on his shoulders, very fun guy and a charismatic guy, a rare guy that's super charismatic. Like, he barely speaks English, but you're like, yeah,
he's fun.
He's fun.
You know fun in the cage too.
Yeah, exactly. And this is gonna be a banger. So I'm very happy. Perfect spot too. I mean, co-main event of a title fight that maybe you're like, I'm not sure if Dustin has a shot.
But they gave him 5 rounds.
Yeah, and they're giving him 5 rounds. I love it. But I don't have too many thoughts on that one because we got to preview it literally like a month and a half from now. So, anyways, man, this is our last story of the day. Jorge Masvidal did an interview on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani. Talked about a lot of stuff, and they've had they've had 2 Diaz press conferences, which were fine.
They had people though. They had a little crowd going.
Well, they're doing it smart. They're doing it so smart. I'll give them credit to Jorge and his team. They were in Vegas for UFC 300. Now they're in New York this week for Haney Garcia. So they're getting the media at the right time.
And how many more are they going to do?
2 more.
Where at?
I know one's Miami. I want to say the other is California. I don't know when.
I mean, they'll definitely get crowds there because they're both those
hometown boys.
Hometown boys.
Yeah. But so he went in. He on the interview he talked about a lot of things. He said that actually the UFC did not allow him to fight Jake Paul. They would not allow that. They would allow him to fight Logan Paul. They will allow him to fight Tommy Fury was another name. And actually, they said 3 fights. They gave him a 3-fight deal. Like, hey, you can do 3 boxing matches, but you gotta come back. And he's like, all right, I'll do those 3, and then I want Justin Gaethje. Do
you think we'll actually do the 3 boxing matches? Because that's a long time.
It depends on how active he wants to be. He said he was actually supposed to fight in April. They're supposed to fight on 4/20, which for Diaz, I mean, that's hilarious. But I guess Nate didn't want to do it, and they couldn't find a venue.
And that would have been a quick turnaround for Nate, right?
When was that Jake fight? August?
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be that close.
No, not that close.
Yeah. So, anyways, Jorge Masvidal, man, he said he's gonna talk to some big boxing names specifically. So I'm not sure who those mean, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see, man.
Who could he even fight? Like, if we're talking like,
I mean, he's probably talking like older, bigger names. Maybe Adrian Broner.
God,
maybe
Manny Pacquiao.
Manny would do it. He needs a check. Roy Jones fought Anthony Pettis.
Floyd Mayweather?
No, I wouldn't do Floyd. I don't know, man. I mean, it's
Antonio Tarver.
55-year-old Antonio Tarver?
No. Andre Ward?
Anyways,
Andre Ward coming out of retirement facing Jorge Game Bread Masvidal. Come to you guys in 2025.
Anyways, bro. Yeah, I mean, I don't have too much to say about this. I mean, I'd like to see him. I bet we're gonna get him versus Logan Paul next. That's my best guess.
After this?
Yeah. There's the WWE pairing. You know, they got that side of it.
Maybe. I don't know. The thing is, though, it's kind of weird though, because Logan would want to do it under Misfits, and that's with DAZN.
I don't know if he would though, so because this is being done by FanMio, and those are the people that promoted him against Floyd.
True.
So
I guess then
there's already a link there. So
never mind. Damn, I'm sure they would love to have that though on their Misfits shit. Though.
They probably would, and they could even do a Misfits co-promotion. I mean,
well, yeah, you're not wrong.
But I don't know. I mean, Masvidal, man.
JJ Undercard versus someone else.
Yeah, exactly. Him against fucking what's his name? The soccer. I can't think of
Wayne Rooney.
Why? I don't know why I couldn't think of Wayne Rooney's name for a fucking second. My bad. Wayne Rooney.
Messi.
He's gonna fight Ronaldo in the co-main event. No. I mean, anyways, yeah. I mean, Masvidal. I think Logan Paul. That fight's gonna happen next. Nate Diaz, dude. I'm so sure Nate's going back to the UFC after this. I really think so. I think he wants that Conor fight.
I mean, I'm ready to see Nate finally sign that PFL contract. He's been ducking Jake. Jake doesn't want that smoke. I get it. No, I was kidding.
Yeah. Anyways, bro. Anything else we talk about before we can go ahead and close out here?
Nothing, man. I mean, it's gonna be a rough month. We'll put it out there. We'll be very blatant and honest. It's gonna fucking suck, guys. I'm not gonna lie. 301 is not worth your money. That just probably blew all the chances of us ever getting to do anything with the UFC. But I'm just gonna be honest. It's not there.
No, it's not. It's not there at all.
But nevertheless, we'll be bringing entertaining shows week in and week out, posting content. Follow the TikTok, follow the Instagram, follow the Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, like this video, comment on this video. If you leave a comment on this video, you might get 10 cents from me. Might. That's not a guarantee.
And you're only giving him 10 cents too.
Yeah, to only one person. Let me clarify, not to multiple people. I'm not Mr. Beast out here.
Of course.
But yeah, Josh, I'll let you close it out.
Yeah, I mean, you did a great job there. I mean, thank you guys for 1,500 subscribers. Hit that this morning. Yeah, I mean, I'm at Josh Evanoff on Twitter. He did a great job closing it out. So at Angel Ortega _01 at Courtside Sound for all things related to the show. If you guys enjoyed this one, peace and butt grease. No mouse click.